Hi guys, welcome to Foreplay Podcast, a safe space for all things sex. Remember, if you're ready for sex, you're ready for fuck. We're driving and I realized that I accidentally missed my shift. So I got all of those text messages from like coworkers and whatever, and I was like, holy shit, and I was just freaking out. And then we go out of service. So I literally couldn't do anything about it.
We were not turning around.
No. But we found this, this turn off, and we had gone to a few before, and then we found the best spot.
Yep.
It was all the way, way down this hill.
Yep.
And
right by the lake. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous blue, clear lake, and, something was just calling us to that spot.
Yeah, it was right.
And we drive down for about, 10 minutes or so, and then we suddenly start to see the water, and I was like, are there any tents there? And we don't see any tents.
And we're just, looking at each other like, this is it!
Yeah, so excited. We finally found the spot.
Welcome back to fucking spooky season. Just kidding. Welcome back to Foreplay Podcast. If you haven't noticed, yes, I have a new hair color. What's new with you guys?
What is new? I feel like a lot is new. I have giant balls in my throat, so that's cool.
Yes.
We went camping.
Yeah.
That was fun. Almost got eaten by a bear.
Yeah, okay, let's just dive into it. Okay, so me and Jada, we had our 10-year friendiversary, okay? So we were like, let's go out, let's celebrate. So we decided to go to Nordegg in my stepdad's van. We were just going to sleep in the van.
But wait, let me paint this picture. The seats are folded down, which is all good. And then there's a mattress on top. But the mattress on top of the seats leaves you about a foot of space between the roof and the bottom of the van. Why she didn't just take the seats out of the vehicle?
I was doing it by myself.
I know, you could have called me. I'm just going to say that.
Nope.
I appreciate it fully.
Yeah.
Because we would have got eaten by a bear if we were in a tent.
Yeah, which is some foreshadowing.
Yeah,
So we get to Nordegg. Oh, first of all, we're driving, and I realized that I accidentally missed my shift. So I got all of those text messages from coworkers and whatever, and I was like, holy shit, and I was just freaking out. And then we go out of service. So I literally couldn't do anything about it.
We were not turning around.
No. Yeah. But we found this, this turn off, and we had gone to a few before, but they didn't work out, and I was like, let's just go off here. And we missed the turn 4 times. And for some reason, we still kept going back. And then we found the best spot.
Yep.
It was all the way, way down this hill.
Yep.
And
right by the lake. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous blue, clear lake. And, something was just calling us to that spot.
Yeah, it was right.
We drive down, and we drive down for about, 10 minutes or so. And then we suddenly start to see the water. And I was like, are there any tents there? And we don't see any tents.
And we're just, looking at each other like, this is it.
Yeah, so excited. We finally found the spot. One of the nights, we're celebrating, let's call it.
We're having some tea.
Yeah, some tea.
Some tea.
And drinking a little bit of gin and tea and gin. I don't know how that goes, but we're going on a walk because Emily just gets up and she's like, let's go. Okay. We're going on a walk, and we set up a hammock a few 100 meters, or not even, a little bit away from our campsite, and we're walking past this campsite to this cute area where the trees are half underwater and whatever, and all of a sudden I hear a and I stop, and I was like, is that a toad?
Oh, and we both know that it's not.
No, it's not.
But we're trying to convince ourselves, and we were laying in the hammock, and don't get me wrong, the stars were incredible.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful, and we were looking at them, but we had the hammock wrapped all the way around us, and only our heads were showing because we were our senses were so on hyper alert because we thought that there was a cougar or a bear or something that was watching us.
We heard it. It was real. And so we're sitting there, and suddenly all conversation stops. We're rocking. You just hear twigs. Crickets. And we're And then suddenly I decide to turn the music back on, and you like feel the energy relax.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And we're like, oh, it's all gonna be okay.
I'm like, if we're alive if we've been alive for this long, it's not gonna kill us now.
Yeah.
But we were like being chased by a cougar pretty much the whole time, and then we went on a hike.
Oh my god. Yeah, we went on a hike. But the morning of the hike, we were laying in the hammock.
Yeah.
And we were just listening to music and having coffee.
Yep.
And our neighbors from like way up the hill came down to make sure that we were alive because the bear that we fucking heard
was not a cougar. It was a bear.
They tore open the tent, ripped open the cooler, which I mean, like, why is a cooler laying out there?
Yeah, our neighbors were dumb.
Yeah, but
No
so they were
offense.
ripping out the cooler, and they showed us a picture, and it was like the saliva was still on the tent.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Holy shit.
Their shit got messed up, and
Yeah.
we were really close to their campsite.
yeah, and we were
Holy
just
shit.
like, oh wow, that's crazy. You guys want some ice?
Yeah.
and then that was it. And then we went to this hike, and it was like way too fucking hard. It started to rain, so it wasn't even fun.
It was
Holy shit.
straight uphill the whole time. It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
I was not mentally prepared, like
It
at
was-
all.
It was like incredible, but I had hiking shoes and Jada didn't, and it was like intense for me with hiking shoes. So
Yeah.
So much like loose gravel and like dirt
Yeah.
and stuff, but it was so cool. And like when we got to like, I stopped at like this peak that had like a huge fire pit set up, and then Emily went all the way to the top. And it was gorgeous. Like you could see the whole lake. Like I met these girls, and they were like, "Can you take photos of us?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." I was like, takes their photo, and they're like, "Do you want a photo?" And I was like, "Oh, aw, like yeah."
Yeah.
And they take my phone, and my phone is cracked to shit. And she looked at it, and she went, "Haha, oh my god." I was like, "Fuck you." Yeah.
But so after the hike,
Yeah.
we eventually drive back to the campsite, and it's like all taped off, and there's like the wildlife guy.
Yeah, this like wildlife ranger fucking guy, I don't know, like, and he's waiting in his car, and as we drive up, we're like, oh, it
Yeah,
starts
we're
to
like,
kind of come
the
together.
bear, right.
Yeah. We were just gonna sleep there, but he like gets out of his car and waves us over, and he's like, hey, so your neighbors told you about the bear? And we're like, yeah. He was like, yeah, so you can't sleep here.
Yeah, he's like, all your neighbors are gone.
Yeah, he's like, we gathered everyone out. You guys are the last ones here. I'm just gonna have you go get your shit, and like, you guys just gotta find a different campsite because if the bear's in the area and they're looking for food because they successfully found food, we're food. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He was like, oh yeah.
no, go on.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, so if you guys don't come back up, I'll come and get you. And I'm like, what did I say?
Oh, so Emily thought he meant if we get killed by the bear, he'll save us. And what this guy, I know, she went straight to 10. What this guy meant was if you get stuck because you're driving a van on a very steep road, we'll come and pull you out. Don't worry, you're not going to be stuck there forever.
Yeah.
And Emily's like, haha, don't worry, you'll see our intestines thrown all over the place. And Buddy's like, okay, bye.
But then I kind of laughed, so I was like,
No, she's like manic, like 10 out of 10 manic. She's like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And he's like, no, I meant, she's like, we'll be dead. She's like,
Yeah.
And we're laughing on the way down, and Emily's like, haha, he thought we would die. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, she didn't.
Why did you take
because-
it there?
Because I thought he that's what he meant, because he was like, I would recommend that one of you packs up and one of you keeps watch.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, he thinks we're gonna get eaten.
But still, why would you say that to him?
I know, I think I said it in more of a joking, like, haha.
Yeah, but you guys are on
Because
different
we're like, we don't
Very
care
dark.
if we die.
Yeah.
To be, ha, ha, ha,
It's
you know?
true, it's
Yeah.
true. We actually don't
This
give a
guy's
fuck
like,
if we die.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
And then when we get down there eventually to our campsite, it's so sad that we're gonna be leaving. We were kind of like debating it because the weather was shitty anyways. But the decision was made for us. So
Yeah.
we get down there, and suddenly there's like a fire under our asses. We're like, okay, let's go. Let's lift the in the truck. It's not even a truck; it's a van.
We're like hauling these huge things of wood and just shoving
Yeah.
them in the car.
Like losing our shit. Like everything's just like, okay, chop, chop, chop.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
What's new with you? Let me just get some licorice.
Oh,
All right.
The mics are gonna love that.
We're We're gonna cut that part out.
No, we won't.
We're gonna leave that all in.
Yeah.
Oh, what's new with me? I set up all my Halloween decor. September 1st, pulled it all out, did the whole house.
It looks amazing.
Thank you. Dyed my hair probably I think twice before you guys will see this. So.
Yep, from purple to green.
Purple to green.
Yep.
Yeah,
love it.
That's it.
That's amazing.
What
Good
about
for you. Yeah, I didn't get eaten by a bear either, but I did anal with with the guy with the 11-inch dick.
Oh my god.
And okay, so let me just paint the picture. The first time we're doing this, he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna like put in your ass," and I was just like, but context that we had a conversation about it before. Like he like asked me, he was like, "Do you like anal?" And I was like, "Yeah, but like I'm scared, low key." And he was like, "Okay, like we'll work it out, we'll do it." And I was like, "Okay." So first time he like starts putting it in, and it like, oh my god, you guys, the pain was like real, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do it. Like I'm not mentally there quite yet. But then he was like, okay, let's like put Wandy on.
Yeah.
So you like feel a little bit like better. And I was like, oh my god, the beginner's guide.
Yeah.
It all circles
dual
back.
stimulation.
Literally. And then it just went like right in, and it was good. But then we did anal again, and it was way better, but the pain was worse because we didn't use Wandy. And then I was like kind of stopped because I was in like so much pain. It was like shooting up my like back.
Oh.
You know the vibe.
Oh. Well, no, because 11 inches, I've never had that, but
Yeah, like never smelt that.
that's a lot.
Yeah, so pain shooting up my back, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this, and he was like, okay, let's just like take a break, take it slow, and I was like, okay, but I was like, okay, I need to keep it in to like stretch it,
Yeah,
because that's what a butt plug would be doing, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, endure the pain. Then it like got so much better. I literally just left it in there for like a minute or two, and then we started going.
You guys are just sitting there, you're in doggy, he's like
Like,
reading the
You're like,
newspaper.
you're like, hold on. And it's just silent for like 2 minutes.
Stop.
Yeah.
Is that a cougar?
Yeah, starts making growling noises in the back.
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah.
no, that's amazing.
So it can be done.
So how did your asshole feel afterwards?
Yeah.
Because anytime I do anal, my asshole is just like, you did something to me.
I definitely had the like after anal feeling, but
Yeah.
it wasn't more intense or anything than it like has been in the past.
Okay.
So I don't know. It can be done. Just like take the proper steps for sure.
Yeah.
Take it slow. That's all I can fucking say. 'Cause it hurts.
Yeah. Right? We don't want that. And like I know it's like quote unquote like not supposed to hurt, but like I don't know if you can avoid that with a huge dick.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I'm still stuck on the 11 inches.
Yeah. I can't.
I'm still choking on it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know.
Amazing.
There's enough to go on.
So next segment is Beachy Meat.
Yes.
So today, I think we all have new toys, I feel like, which is super exciting because that's not always something like toys cost money, you know?
Yeah.
But I haven't really been masturbating lately, partly because of my mental health. I mean, I think it actually affects my mental health more than it being like a part of the reason. But I just wanted to start again, but got these fucking bad boys. Sorry, I can't talk. These are the Fun Factory Bendy Beads. Ooh. I've never
picture.
owned, right? They're like juicy and they're like really firm. And they're honestly huge. Like, that, I don't know, that's pretty big for me.
I would say so, yeah.
Right?
Compared. Okay, wait. Let me just eat my popcorn.
We're talking about anal beads for those that are listening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But for those of you who are watching,
Yeah.
look at the comparison.
Yeah.
Look at that side by side. That's
Yeah.
half.
Right?
Half of
And like
mine.
the width doesn't even
double
compare. But I like that they're firm, which is really nice. I like that like the beads are pretty close together. They're not like completely like attached. There's a tiny bit of like a transition in between each size, but they're like nice, and there's like a nice like little loopy handle on the end, so you can just like
So
put your
pretty
finger in it and like
looking. That's what I imagine anal beads should
That's,
sound like.
that's
Yeah.
what it feels like.
But so I put them in. I was masturbating, and I put them in. I think to like the second biggest one, and then it was just like waiting. I I was like, okay. Because I started masturbating, I came really fast. And I was like, yeah, I needed this. And then, like, was, like, going again. And I was, like, even watching porn, which is, like, new for me, but whatever. Not new for me, but just, like, not a regular occurrence. Had it into, like, the 4th thing. And then I started, like, thinking that I was going to come. But I'm super weird when I masturbate. And I kind of, like, hold, like, I, like, one hand is, like, on my pussy, and the other hand is, like, on my vibrator.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to time when I was going to pull it out, because then everything will shift when I move my hand.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I have, like, everything in, like, the right spot, like, whatever. Like, I kind of, like, spread my, like, labia open a little bit. So I was, like, trying to, like, time it. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. But when I finally got it, I was, like, pulling it out, and I think I, like, still kind of, like, ruined my orgasm because, like, everything was, like, shifted.
Yeah.
But when I was pulling them out, the first one, I literally felt like my atoms stretch. Like, I don't know what it was, but, like, that shit was insane. Like, earth-shattering. Like, yes, like, thank you. Like, honestly, like, it was, like...
She, like, waves it at you.
Yeah. It was literally like the world just like
Stopped.
Not even stopped. It was like stretched in that moment of me
yeah.
pulling the first bead out. It was like everything was like whoa.
Yeah, like time isn't real.
Yeah, like I was like, holy shit, I'm in the Matrix. It was great. It was absolutely great.
And could you imagine that orgasm, but if the stuff wasn't shifted,
Mhm.
it would have been, like, on 2 different planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. So yeah, big buy. They were $54, I think, which is kind of expensive for anal beads, but I really do like them. Like, I'm glad that they're bigger, not smaller, because you can always go, like, farther down the line if you don't want them to be super big. Yeah. And I'm just really glad that they're firm. They're fully silicone, which is also, and they are really bendy, but, like, the balls themselves are really, really firm, which is nice. Want to touch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show and tell, baby.
And they're red, so I was like, this is a thing for me.
Abracadabra.
Oh, it's a weapon.
It's a wand.
Oh, they are really,
Right?
like, thick.
Right? They're thick boys.
And see, I was telling Jada, it's better to have too much than too little. Because
Yeah.
mine is just a little bit too little.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just wants to pop out. You know, like, I need
Yeah.
more in there.
For mine, it's like the same, like, look, but the beads are smaller and they're further apart and they're not as firm.
Ah.
So for me, when I used mine, I was like, hey, what's the hype? I don't understand the hype. But I think if I tried something like that, it would be different.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was so, so crazy. And it wasn't even a lot of work to get them in. And I don't really do anal often. I don't put my butt plug in often. Like, that's not something that's, like, a regular occurrence for me. And it was so easy. Like, when I put my butt plug in, I just say fuck it, usually. Like, I'll play with it for a little bit and whatever. And then when I finally do it, it's ouch, 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 ouch.
Yeah.
And then I'm okay.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen here. I like that it's gradual. I like that it's, like, yeah, it was super, super fun.
Nice.
So, would recommend.
Nice.
Amazing. That's so exciting.
Okay, Maddie, let's have a chat. Okay, this is what I've been waiting to talk to you about.
I know.
Okay, so the last podcast.
She whips it
So
out. I'm like a doctor.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is my clitoris pump.
Yep.
Okay.
I have the same one.
Yeah, so last podcast, Maddie was talking about it. I think it was even, like, just after we were done filming.
Yeah.
And she was like, you have to buy it. And right away, so went on the website, it was pink cherry. Okay, so this is the description, because I brought the box. Okay, made of body-safe silicone and clean ABS plastic, the mini silicone clitoral pump cleans... Oh, okay, whatever. We don't care about that. Okay, we don't care. Ultra pleasurable pussy pump designed for women, by women. The mini silicone clitoral pump stimulates and heightens the sensitivity of the clitoris and surrounding sweet spots. So,
Because it's not like, it doesn't, at least not for me, like, my clit isn't that big. You know,
Yeah.
it covers more area than that.
Oh, yeah, big
so
time.
it's like, so it's literally like a pump. Like,
Do it on my hand.
Here, I'll do it here. So it's like, if you ever know, like, massaging cups, that's literally what it is, but with a pump. And it, like...
Do it again!
Oh my god.
Do it
So you put this, so you put this on your clit, and...
Well, show them your face so they can see, like,
Yeah,
what
Yeah.
I have a mark on my
She
face.
did it on
I
her
don't know if
face.
you can tell, but I have TMJ, so...
Yeah, so she did it on her face, and it literally left a mark. But yeah, it just sucks it up.
Oh.
So I use this, I got it yesterday, so I only had it one day to use it, and it was really good, but I felt like it didn't last very long.
How long did you leave it on for?
Okay, and that's also what I was gonna text
Okay.
Maddie about it,
Yeah,
but I was
there's,
like,
yeah.
okay, so you tell me how you use it.
Okay, so I don't leave it on for that long. I probably would leave it on for like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little
Oh,
bit more.
I went already wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were like 30 seconds.
10 seconds.
I'm already way off. Okay,
Yeah, no.
continue.
If you want it to like make a difference, a noticeable difference, yeah, you have to like put it on, find the right spot where obviously if you do it wrong, it's gonna hurt. You kind of have to gradually like
Yeah.
you know, do the like this bulb like slowly so
Yeah,
it's not like all
not,
at
like,
once.
full
and if you kind of
force.
get like more of one edge, you're like, ow.
Yeah, yes, yeah. But yeah, 5 to 10 minutes, and then you'll be able to see it. It'll visibly change in appearance
Yeah,
because
Wow.
all
and I
the
already have
blood,
a big clit.
yeah, all the blood rushes there. Like it's gonna be swollen,
Mm-hmm.
which is what makes you so like sensitive.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How was it using it for you?
I thought it was crazy because I had heard about these before, and I was like, okay, I was kind of scared to try them. I'm like, whatever. So I got it, tried it, and I only masturbate with toys because my fingers just don't do anything for me anymore. After using this, I used my fingers and I came in like 20 seconds.
Whoa.
That's how sensitive I was. Like, it was like, done, and I was like,
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, I want one.
And I used this last night, and I used because I was gonna use my anal beads, and I forgot that I left them here. So I'm like, damn it. But I was gonna do the whole works. Like, I was gonna do my anal beads, I was gonna do my vibrator,
nice.
and this, but I only got to use my vibrator in this, and it was amazing.
I know, like, it definitely does feel
And
good.
I felt like my orgasm lasted longer.
Yeah, I agree.
So I was like, could you imagine this and those anal beads?
Oh.
God damn.
Oh, yeah, because literally
Oh.
time stretched.
Yeah.
Like, something happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
my world went like this.
I'll leave an update next time, because I'm sure I'll get lots of use out of it.
I have
But
a question.
Okay.
Because you can get, this is specifically for your clit, but you can get ones that cover the entirety of like your vulva, and they're like cups, like just like huge cups that like go over top. And I bought this specifically just to like put it on the clit, but I find that this one, because the cup is so small, you can't get a lot of suction. Like there's a point where you're like, you can suck it up all the way, and there's no more you can do, and you're kind of like wanting more.
Oh.
You're like, I want to be able to like,
you're getting a little greedy.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
Okay.
We love being greedy.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try like a full cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that fat pussy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Oh,
am.
and you could do, oh my gosh, this right before like penetrative sex.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's like
Okay.
honestly what
Yeah,
I was
that really helps so
thinking.
much.
Because I have a really hard time coming. I say this every episode, I swear, but I have a really hard time coming during partnered sex. So I feel like that would make me so much more sensitive, and then it would be like, no problem.
Yeah.
You know, because it takes so much work to like get me off in partnered sex. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't feel guilty, but I'm like, I kind of want to come 4 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
When I was doing research into different, pumps and whatever, I had heard that girls who have, like, their clits are very small, almost to the point, like, you can't really see them, they'll use that because it makes them more sensitive. And it helps them in
Whoa.
partnered sex to have, like, an orgasm.
whoa. Yeah.
And also, just as a warning, clear cups are better because you can see if, like, something's going wrong or
Yeah.
it looks the wrong color. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've been doing it for too long, you can see.
Yeah.
So that's the only, like...
Yeah, I was
warning.
gonna ask if you guys know how long is too long to leave it on.
Yeah.
Because
I
that
don't know
could
how
be.
long is too
It's like
long.
that fucking shot glass challenge when everyone
on
was
your
making their
lips.
lips all
Yeah.
huge and you can actually like fuck it up. But there are tons of pumps. There are penis pumps. There are like nipple pumps,
Yep.
clit
Yep.
pumps, vulval pumps, all sorts of things. So it's okay, but I wonder how long is too long.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I know that people will, like, start small and, like, do it for, like, 5-10 minutes, and then they'll, like, work up to, like, doing it for longer
That's
periods of time.
insane. What do you just put on a movie and
Yeah.
you wait?
Yeah.
Like, just
Wears
quickly
it at
watch
work
a
all day because
show?
you know you're gonna get dick later. Like,
Yeah, because you don't want to like watch porn because you're gonna be so turned on and you're like waiting for your timer.
Yeah.
Pretty
Whoa.
much. Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
up with
that's-
kitchen eggs.
It's like,
Oh
ding!
no.
It's ready! Like, I'm gonna switch to my porn now.
Yeah. Oh man. But I think I would try it for sure.
Yeah.
I
Honestly, I'm
definitely-
tempted.
How much was it again?
This was like 26.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Was it?
I got it for 20 because I got a discount on it.
Yeah, actually, I think it
That's
was
sick.
$19.99.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sick. That's
And-
pretty good.
I also bought. If you're watching, I got these little dick suckers.
Wow, so
So-
cute.
They're just on our display with our anal beads and wine opener.
Yeah. Yeah, we have
random
a certain
array.
kind of decor.
Yeah.
Wow.
We haven't gotten the glass dildos yet for there, but
They'll come all in good time.
yeah.
What about you?
Actually, guys, I don't think I have. Oh no, I do. Wow, I got an instant like PTSD flashback. I used a wedge during sex.
Oh,
What? Wait.
that's amazing.
Describe it.
Okay, so the wedge, it's like, okay, you know those door stoppers that are like half triangles? Okay, you know the shape now. You're picturing it, but in a pillow form,
Yeah.
and like 3 foot by like 4 foot.
Whoa.
Like almost like a gymnastics thing that you
And,
would
like,
use.
Why does he have that?
Okay, so I
Like-
honestly don't. Okay, when I was googling to see like if I could buy my own, I think they're actually meant for like sleeping, like at home,
Oh.
like back problems. But obviously we use it for sex.
Is that why he has it? Or does he have back
know.
problems?
I didn't ask. I just let it happen. But yeah, I have very mixed feelings about it. I understand the idea.
Because then
For
you're
back
hitting
problems.
the G spot. No, your
No,
pelvis
yes.
is tilted.
Exactly, like you're
Oh.
tilted and whatever, but he was okay. So I was like on the top part of the wedge, and my head
You're
was like on the bed,
dangling.
so I was dangling off, and then the rest of my body was here, and he was like eating me out, but I was like losing circulation.
Oh no, you start to black
I
out.
was literally getting dizzy, and then he stopped, and I was like,
You're like tapping out. You're like, bro.
yeah. So like I understand the vibe, but I don't like love it. I'd kind of just rather be like laying on the bed, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
fair
even
enough.
Even a pillow.
Yeah, and they're expensive too, so I don't.
Oh my-
Hopefully it's for back
Just cut
problems.
it in half. Or like stack up pillows on the other side of the cliff so your head can actually lay
Exactly,
on
so I
something.
can like lay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have to be like help.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
That's
so.
fun
Oh
though.
my gosh, gee, I don't know if you want to tell the story about when you were like sweating.
Oh my god! I guess I can just bring this up. Okay. So I'm having sex with this guy, and I'm not gonna like fully explain why. I'll tell you guys on my Patreon. But basically, when we're having sex, I'm having to do all the work for unforeseen circumstances.
For a horrible tragedy.
And we go into the bedroom, and I'm like, I take this in. I like am wearing full outfit, like I have my eyelashes on, like hair, not extensions, so like my hair is done, right? And so we start going. I'm on the wedge, losing circulation. Then I switch, and I'm like, whatever. I go and like give him head, and like I'm like putting in work, like to the point where like I'm really going, and like I'm like crouched over on the bed, like how you normally are. And I'm sweating. But I mean, like, it's dripping down my face, and I can feel it coming down, like, my neck. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, but it was, like, getting excessive. Like, I'm like, am I okay?
You're like, is this a stroke?
You're checking your Apple Watch.
Yeah, like, my Apple Watch is like, are you doing CrossFit? Like, good workout today. But yeah, so then I'm like, I literally have to get up. I'm like, once again, second time of the night, I'm like getting fucking whiplash. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm sweating so much, like I need a fucking break. And he was like, I hate it. He was like, oh my God, you look so hot that you're sweating. And I was like, no, no fucking way.
Julian.
No, and I get up because I'm like, I got a towel that I brought, not for sweating, but for squirting. I'm toweling myself literally off. I go into the bathroom. Oh my God, my eyelashes, you guys. Okay, you know when you have lash extension and it rains?
Yeah,
Lashes start fucking
wet
flopping
dogs.
together. My eyelash was literally like half down my fucking eye. I'm literally, my hair looks like I got out of the shower. And then
Did you take a picture?
Yeah, I want to
Wait.
meet her.
Probably
I want to
you
meet
went
her.
into hot yoga with your full.
I was in the sauna of death. And then we went back, and I washed my take my eyelashes off, wash my face, I'm like, fuck it. We're like laying there, and he's like, oh my God, okay, baby, like get on top. I'm like, bro, there's no fucking way. I've lost too many calories.
You're like,
Yeah, right?
shit.
His ass ain't fat anymore.
So yeah, moral of the story, I hate going on top, and I'm never doing it with eyelashes on, ever.
You look so hot when you're sweating.
You look, baby, you look so hot. I'm like, no,
One
sir.
eyelash is literally like here.
Literally.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, your eyelash is like on your cheek, and it's like.
It was like 4 a.m. after the Y. Like,
Too much. Like, I literally go in the bathroom and I was like, what? Look like the fucking Grudge coming out of the fucking mirror.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, next is what we really came here for. Fucking ooey gooey, sticky icky. What are we talking about today? Oh, collective sigh.
Yeah.
We're talking about breakups.
Breakups.
I just picture you with like a 90s fucking headset on, like Britney Spears outfit, low-rise pants. Yeah, breakups. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, those get really messy. I think you should take us off.
Oh.
We'll go in chronological order, so it'll be you, G, me, Maddie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, because I'm first. I'm last.
Yeah. Last.
Yeah.
Most
Last.
recent.
Not first.
Yeah, most recent. Yeah, okay, so I recently just got out of a super long relationship, like 7.5 years. And no, that's exaggerating, like just over 7. But,
It's a long ass time.
yeah, it's a
Mhm.
long ass
It's a
time.
lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was like a whole lifetime.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, it's just been crazy because now it's like real, you know, like that whole chapter. Like I can remember when me and him were like super young and in like just in school and then getting out of school and just like all the different phases of us. And then like it was always us together and then now it's just me. How crazy is that? Oh,
Whoa.
ugh.
Oh, feelings.
I know. But no, it's been good. It's been a lot of growth and I feel like I definitely made the right decision.
Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah, that's breakups.
I'm gonna pull some more out of you.
Yeah.
So let me just ask a question.
Okay.
So what has changed, but like for you between now and then, like the different aspects of your life? Because obviously there's like you saying it's just you. So those like day-to-day things that you do on a daily basis, like you don't have necessarily that person to call on anymore and be like, let's go grocery shopping, or you know what I mean?
Okay.
Give me some more.
What do you want to know?
I want to know everything. Like, I just know that you've been through such, like, a transition. Like, you've just gone through so much shit with this. This is a long-time love. Like, somebody that you could see your whole life with at some point, and with no hard feelings, that just changed. And that's a weird thing to let go of. It's, like,
Yeah.
a full, like, lifetime, like you guys were saying. Like, it's, like, a death of a possible lifetime. You know? So, I just want to know what that shift has been like in the different aspects of your life. So, like...
Yeah.
like personal growth, whether that relates to sex or not, or you know.
Yeah, it definitely, like, I can tell it's amazing now because I felt like I was being pulled in 2 different directions. Like I kind of talked about on that last podcast, but now all my energy gets to go into like my business and all the things that I like, this podcast and just like everything that I need to do in my life. And it just like, it didn't work balancing those 2, like it was just too much. So now that's amazing. And then just like so many opportunities come with having to change your entire life like that, like just meeting new people and just like working on so many things like meditation and like journaling and just stuff like that
masturbation
and masturbating. Like now I was telling you guys I literally could spend an hour masturbating just like under my starlight, like you know, and that's stuff I never really did before. But even in a new relationship that I would have, I feel like I would carry this new me into that, which will never be for a very long time. But it's like it's been good.
That's crazy.
It's been hard, like hard as shit, but it's been good.
Wow.
The growth that I knew I needed for like a little while, a long while, and like I was just craving that growth, and I knew that this would give me that. And it was hard, and it was like took a long time, but I finally did it. So
what do you think you learned? What's the like biggest thing you learned after having like a 7-year relationship? Because that's a long ass fucking time.
He taught me like everything I want, and like he was the best and like just treated me so well. And now in a new relationship I know how well I can be treated, and I'm going to be treated even better than that. Like
Raise the
and
bar.
yeah, exactly. So I have a lot of ideas on how I want a new relationship to be, and yeah, just like getting to know the person and how they fight, how they love, how
Yeah.
they do all these things, and like I don't know, he just knew me so well that when we would have like a fight or whatever, it was just like he knew exactly what I needed.
You'd be grumpy on the bus in the morning, and he'd be like, "Don't worry, she hasn't had her steep tea yet."
Yeah, and then he would just know how to like cheer me up.
Yeah,
So definitely
that's
that
huge.
is like
That's huge.
Yeah, that's
whoa.
was like the biggest thing I learned from that relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I'm so thankful I spent 7.5
Yeah.
years. Like it was amazing, but now it's just a new chapter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mm.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We're all so proud of you.
Right? Seriously,
Yeah.
though, like, to be able to acknowledge that and, like, again, like, because with any breakup, like, I feel like we all understand this, like, you really are choosing to let go of, like, the person, like, the version of you that would have stayed with that person forever. Doesn't matter what age you are when you're together or whatever, like, love is, like, love, and even if you know that it won't necessarily work out, there's a part of you that, like, makes those plans in your head.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
For
it's
sure.
huge to just, like, say no to them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just having to, like, stand up for yourself, even if it's a good time, and, you know, and that's just crazy, so.
Yeah. And to have also to have a support system like that
Yeah.
and to like allow so much like independence and like complete freedom.
Yeah.
Like that is that was huge.
Yeah. What are you most excited for now to be experiencing this new part of your life?
To experience it with like nothing holding me anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like
Nobody's tied down.
yeah, you know, just like get to do what I want when I want, like just complete control over
Yep.
just me,
Yep.
me for and I haven't really got to experience that. So,
Very Aquarius of you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Alright.
G,
Let me get some pop.
walk us through.
Okay, I guess I'll start with. Okay, well, I'll start with the shorter one first, I guess. Since I think pretty much almost all of our stories involve like we were the ones breaking up with them. But I've only been in a relationship where like I got broken up with one time, but I think that definitely like hurt the most out of everything because I feel like when you break up with someone, it's more like guilt you feel rather than like hurt. So I don't know. I guess like if you're out there and you got broken up with, it's okay. It just takes time. It takes a lot of time, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Sad strings.
And how does that like how did that affect you in your other relationships?
I mean, maybe just because I like held on to that relationship so much, just because like it was so like it just happened out of nowhere, I would say, and you just keep thinking like, what did I do? Like you just
Yeah.
there's so many unanswered like questions, I
Yeah,
guess.
you need
that
closure.
You have. Yeah, exactly. But I guess I wouldn't say it affected me like where I had baggage going into the next relationship of like, oh my god, I think you're gonna leave me. I think it was just like I was still so hurt from
Yeah.
that like past experience.
Yeah.
But my only other story, I guess, is I just got out of and not just, it's been like a while, but quarantine time isn't real.
Yeah.
I got out of a relationship like before quarantine-ish, but we were on and off for like a year, I would say. But I think what I learned from that relationship is like when you're on and off with someone or like things are rocky at the end, it's just like a complete lack of like communication and saying like what you want in that relationship.
Yeah.
And I think now with like especially the partners that I have been seeing, I've been more like upfront with
Yeah.
like what I want to make it like last longer, if that like makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of like my last relationship, it was just like we were both missing so much, but we didn't even like know how to communicate that. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It turns into like passive aggressive and like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell him again.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Exactly. So I think like if you're in that situation, just like either try and figure out a new way to communicate what your needs are, or you need to get out and like get your needs met like somewhere like else. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
But-
for sure.
That's huge. Whoa.
Yeah, so I think that's like the biggest thing I learned out of it. Other than that, like it was an okay relationship, like it was fine, like we had fun. It was just like the end was just like the off and on just gets boring. It's just like you're stuck in a loop until you finally like get out. You know?
And how frustrating is that?
Yeah.
Like
It's so frustrating.
especially if there is so much guilt, like just
Yeah.
being like pulled and it's like okay,
like
and
a
there's all
roller
these
coaster.
empty promises
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think it goes back to even like how your relationship, whatever, was like 7.5 years. Like I think I was only with him for like 2.5 years, but it's still like
It's a long time.
you still think you're like this is so much time that like I've put
Yeah,
in. And
yeah.
it's just like such a thing you like can't get over. At least
Yeah.
like for me, I think it's so
Yeah.
hard to be like, but I put in all this time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Like-
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm
Yeah.
so glad
Yeah.
you said that because it's true. It's like, am I really gonna walk away from this?
Yeah.
Like, and I was talking to a coworker about this too, and she was like, how can I walk away from like 10 years?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, you do
just
it.
do
And
it,
don't get me
yeah.
wrong, like she was like, I owe it to myself to see this through a little bit longer, to like see what's up. And like, I mean, they seem like a great couple or whatever, but whatever she's going through is like making her ask these questions. But it's weird. So like, what made you realize you were in a loop?
I think it was just like, because we were doing the same thing, it would always be like, we'll have a conversation, like a big whole, like, let's sit down and talk about it, talk about it, make all these things of like what we're going to do differently, and then like nothing ever changes, because no matter what, there's still things that you don't talk about that like you're not happy with. And it was just like, after like so many times, it was just like, okay, like we're literally just doing, like, I'm literally in a time loop, like we're doing the same thing month after month after month, and we're not happier, we're not sadder, we're just staying the same. So
And isn't like, it's crazy to think, because even like for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I've like built a life with this person and I've seen like my future with this person, but this doesn't necessarily relate to me, but 10 years of meh to 1 year of complete bliss with like giving your whole heart and soul to someone else and them giving that to you, and like, isn't that worth more than just the years of like, this is fine?
There's always though the fear of like, holy shit, what if I don't find this connection again?
Yeah.
Because I think we think it's the time, like you mentioned the time, and like just even like the lifetime possibility. The time that we spend with somebody really makes you think like it takes 5 or 2 or 5 or 7 or 10 years to create that bond. And I think what I'm like realizing is it doesn't necessarily, like, it's like, and I think you can attest to this as well, like,
Yeah, we can help.
you know, like, but shit,
It's
you
just
know?
like friendships aren't like, their value isn't based on how long you've known each other. It's on the relationship that you have. And I think it's the exact same with romantic relationships.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, G.
Yeah.
Because I always question whether or not I'm getting into that loop, even now in the relationship that I'm in, and I am so fucking happy. It's disgusting. But I'm like, oh, like, is this a sign that, you know, like, this is gonna be a problem that we're gonna talk about, it's just gonna, like, keep happening like that? So, like, what would you, like, I don't know, what's a rule of thumb for that? Just based on your experience, like, what did that show you?
For me, for sure, I knew I was in a loop because, like, we're obviously on a fucking sex podcast, but I'm very sexual. I'm very, like, open with my body, with my partner. And towards the end, it was, like, I didn't want to have sex. I wanted to wear a shirt when we had sex. I, like, just didn't want to do it, like, anywhere fun, do toys, like, nothing. It was just, like, I just don't actually fucking care. So that's, like, a huge sign, because now with the partners that I have now, I, like, am so sexual, like, back to, like, myself, I guess, in a way. And I think even if it's not in a sexual way, but it's like, if you're not doing things with your partner that maybe you did early on in the relationship, like, yeah, people change, but like those little things that like made you happy at the beginning, if those aren't constantly still coming up, it's just like you realize you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's not fun. Like, no partner's like in it completely. You know?
And like, that's a huge like thing to come to terms with and be like,
because
okay,
you think you can fix it.
All of these things, and coming to terms with like, holy shit, these things are never going to change. Making that step to cut off ties with that person's family, that person's friends, like, you are taking yourself out of the life that you created, and that's hard. Like, that takes a lot of time, and like, for a lot of people, they wait years and years, and then especially if you have kids, like, it's hard, but it's worth it. Like, the grass is greener on the other side.
It really is.
So
it really, really is. I'm choking.
I have water.
I don't drink water. Is this actually water?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Wow, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Wow. Red table talk.
No kidding.
Me?
You?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so I've only had one serious relationship beyond the one that I'm in. We like met in 10th grade. Honestly, and I don't think this person knows this, I doubt they'll watch the pod though, so I'm just gonna like give it. I wasn't even into them when we started dating, and that just blows my mind. Because I was like, okay. And like, I like remember calling Emily and being like, oh my god, like I said yes, like what the fuck did I do, like
Yeah.
actually. And I noticed I was like smiling to myself because I was like talking about this person on the phone, so I was like, hey, maybe I do like them, like it's okay. But there was like that period where I literally like convinced myself to like give it a try, and I think maybe I had the smallest crush on him, but like I wasn't like fully attracted to this person, and I think that was like the first red flag. But fell in love with this person very deeply and really, really like, you know, saw life together, whatever. We dated for 5 years and I realized I'm crazy.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, like I don't know. It was like, I don't know, I never had healthy relationships in my life growing up. So for me to wing a healthy relationship and like to go straight into like a serious relationship, I never dated people before that. Like they took my virginity, like everything, you know what I mean? Like it just like that was the first person that I like gave myself to, and like they were really, really kind. I think it just like I woke up and realized that like we don't like the same things, we don't want the same things, we don't do the same things, like nothing, like there was barely any common ground other than our birthdays were close together. And did that loop, had those conversations, we're not on the same page, and I was like terrified to break up with this person because of just like the family stuff, like letting go of like all like this world you've created, for their sake too, because it made like because of the dynamic that we had, I felt like I was like doing them a disservice by breaking up with them, and the reality is like I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm looking out for myself, and those two things aren't mutually exclusive, and also you'll be fine, you know, like most likely like you will be okay, like there are things in place to like make sure that happens, but like it can't be your meaning my responsibility to like save somebody. And that was a huge thing for me because I was fucking terrified, but broke up. I showed up at Emily's doorstep and she was outside already, and she looks at me, are you okay? And I just start bawling. I was so sad, and I just like I don't know, I really like grew up a lot after that, and I feel like I've grown up fast my whole life, but like just kind of like got my shit together, got access to things I never thought I would have access to, like just like I knew I wasn't gonna live at home again because I was living with this partner. Lived in Emily's spare room for a little bit
with my Christmas tree.
Moved in with my brother for a little bit, and then lived with my grandma for a year because I was just like waiting for the opportunity. We were supposed to travel a lot this year, and I just like was scared financially and just like scared of like getting my own place, but of like the stress that it would cause. And then now I have a place with somebody I love, and it's just like I feel like less about like the breakup but more about like realizing shit now. The amount of shit that I even have in common with this person that is nothing like me. Like my current partner is nothing like me, but just all of those little things, like those little preferences, those little habits.
Okay, I have to just tell this story.
Yeah.
Jada, and then her partner. I'm gonna say his name. Jada and her partner, they both had their credit cards, which I probably shouldn't share this on the pod.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
They had the exact same passcode.
Yeah.
And it was and they had the exact same passcode. Like that right there, it just shows.
Just tiny little stupid things. We'll see if I blur that out. I can't decide yet, but do I have money anyways? No. Just like little things like that. Like just I think I'm usually someone who's like pretty down to like do whatever. Like if you like give me a plan, I'm like, fuck, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? Like I'm usually like down to do it and whatever, and I just feel like that's so reciprocated by my partner. He makes an effort to like my friends and get to know my friends. Like
in Nordeg, Jada was FaceTiming him, and he was literally like, love you, Jada, love you, Emily.
Like every single time, or he'll like talk about you guys when we're just chatting at home. You know what I mean? Like it's just like somebody who like, I don't know, man.
We built IKEA furniture together, for fuck's sake.
Like what? I don't know. And then on top of that, just like it was like I had to like beg my ex to do anything with me. I would like cook this person lunch every day because I was always home when they came home for lunch because I hadn't started work yet, and it's just like that's just like in me, you know what I mean? I barely ever do that shit for my current partner, but that's because I'm an asshole. But like every single day for like I probably lived there for like a year and a half, 2 years. like, what?
Yeah.
And I think they cooked me dinner like twice.
Yeah.
And, like, they did a bunch of other things for me, like, and it's not even about the exchange, but it's just about, like, love languages.
Yeah.
They did not match up. And, like, every morning, like, my partner wakes me up with, like, kisses, or he's, like, playing guitar in the living room, and there's always coffee made, or, you know what I mean? And, like,
Awesome.
he just does it way more for me than I do for him, but I'll try to, like, get him back, because I never wake up before him, but it's, like, all those things that I could tolerate, and they were just, like, okay. Like, it was just like, oh, that's just how he is. I don't have that problem anymore. And I'm like, whoa, like, I didn't have to put up with those things. They weren't bad things.
They were just meh.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, he doesn't make me dinner, but, like, he does all this for me. Like, he
And
just
the-
shares it
but
in a different
All
way.
that isn't your love language, so it
Yeah.
doesn't do anything anyways. And if you're communicating in a different love language for your partner, it's not doing anything for them anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, big time. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, holy shit. I just, the, like, whole internal struggle of, like, what am I leaving behind? And went through a really long time of, I'm never going to find this again. I'm never going to find what I had. I miss this person. I'm sad. I love them. We slept together a bunch, whatever. And then next thing you know, took a chance on this boy that I fucking chased down. Literally chased down. He made me
Tackled.
sleep on his couch the first time I slept over. It's like, what the fuck is that? We could have platonically slept in your bed. Like, get over yourself. And yeah, now I'm like the happiest I've ever been, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Any questions for me?
So what would you say you learned, I guess, from your past one that now you're applying to your new one?
You can't control other people or, like, change other people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
Because, one, I'm, like, a very, like, motherly person. And two, just because we're in the same space doesn't mean we have to be. So it's, like, there's no point in, like, trying to get somebody to be the person you want them to be. They either are or they aren't. And it's, honestly, I'm, like, fuck making it work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and convincing yourself. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
That's the biggest thing.
That, and I think that's what I was doing. So it's just, like, you just really can't force anybody to, like, be the person you need. Like, I wanted this person to, like, stand up for themselves and for me more, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, like, wake the fuck up, kind of, and it just never happened, and it's like, oh, okay. You know? Like,
Time to go.
Yeah, and I just realized that, and just because, like, this person was a good person, I was like, well, all I've ever seen are shitty relationships, you know? So it's like, I'm gonna hold on to this person that treats me like gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Just
they
because
treat
they're
me...
a good person it doesn't mean they're the right person.
Yeah, like, and
That's
just...
the truth.
Yeah, and like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, like, they were great, but yeah, not my person. And I
Yeah.
wish them the best. I'm so thankful for the experience because I learned a lot about myself and, like, giving myself, like, access to things and, like, thinking of myself as, like, something that they told me when I was sad one day really still sticks with me. And they're like, when you were a baby and you were born and you were shitting yourself, you had worth. And you still have worth, even if you're not being productive, even if you're not doing, like, this. And, like, I don't know, great person, that still, like, sticks with me, but just not my person.
Yeah. That's
You
fair.
know?
Yep.
But, yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Amen.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
Has been
literally,
reached.
that, holy shit. And the
Right.
sex is
Full
great.
circle.
The sex is still
Honestly.
great.
And it's crazy where that, like, whether it be a relationship or not, like, the doors that, like, actually open for you after a relationship. Like, it's so fucking true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made so many friends, had a lot of sex.
Because you're just forced to,
Yeah.
you know?
And, like, I don't know. The last thing I'll say, and then we'll stop. But I just love this person that I'm with now. You guys already know. Like,
Yeah.
just a little peanut. But every opportunity that I get to learn something new about this person, I'm like, holy shit, we are right for each other. And, like, my example I'll give is sex. Because we know I'm a sexual person, same thing. You know, like, getting back into that. I wasn't sleeping with my partner for, like, 6 months, I think, before we stopped dating. But this person, like, I've had sex with, you know, however many people, and some people really like toys, but I haven't really encountered that many people. Some people will, like, tolerate toys, and I love using toys in bed. Some people don't really like them, and that's okay. Like, that's their preference. But the person I'm with now, I don't think has ever really used toys in bed, but now just fucking goes ham. And it's just, like, the
Yes.
fact that you're willing to, like, experience something new
Yeah.
and just, like, do that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And not do it half-assed, like, oh, You know what I
Not really
mean?
into it,
Like
yeah.
fucking like going nuts because you know it's like something I enjoy and know it's like worth exploring for the person you love. You know?
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, I love you, but yeah, that's me.
Oh.
If you know who you are. I got sex with you when I get home. Maddie.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my experience is very different from the rest of you guys because I never had, for people who don't know, I'm married. I have a partner full time.
She's married Maddie.
Hubby.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I didn't, before this partner that I have now, I didn't have like a really long relationship. That was never something I experienced. So the partner I had before my husband, I would say it was actually probably a pretty toxic relationship
Yep.
because while we were together, and I think we're together for 7 months, like not a very long time.
Decent
Still
time,
time.
though, yeah.
Time isn't real. Time doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the
That's
emotions.
true. That's true. But when we were together, I was really struggling with my mental health. But at the time, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And basically, he would make me feel like a villain because of my mental health and then play the victim card. And it was always like that. Like, for example, he broke up with me, and I remember we were driving to my mom's house to grab some medication that I needed, and then we were going to go back to his house or something. I don't remember. But we were in the car, and he just randomly pulls over. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I have to go get my meds. Like, stop. And he looks over at me, and he was like, Maddie, I think we need to break up. And I was like, did not see this coming. So I was like, why? Like, what the fuck? And basically he told me that he could never predict the personality I was going to have, the emotions I was going to have. He told me that every time he would come to my house, he was scared that I was going to be in a pissed off mood because I was always in a bad mood and I was always sad and I was always crying. And like he was like, I can't fucking deal with it anymore. Like, I don't know how to put up with you, like all this shit. Basically making me think I was like actually crazy.
Whoa.
So, whatever, there was that. But I remember begging him to stay with me, like crying and being like, why? Like, we can work this out. Like, saying I'm, like, sorry. Apologizing for my own mental health problems.
Yeah.
Something I can't really control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, whatever. We broke up, and I was heartbroken. Like, felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest. I remember he dropped me off at my mom's house. He gave me whatever was in his car, gave me a hug, and then I never saw him again. And my mom wasn't home, so I was literally in my mom's house alone, screaming, screaming, crying.
So sad.
Like it was,
Been there.
just like
Yeah.
depressed
You're
as
just like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Like-
the worst feeling.
I had never felt heartbreak like that in my life, and I was in so much like emotional pain that I
Yeah.
felt it physically.
Yeah.
yeah.
And my dad was supposed to be going to a cabin for the weekend with my stepmom, and I was staying behind because I had to work.
Yeah.
But my ex-boyfriend worked at the same place I did.
Right.
So I call my dad. I'm
Get that
screaming.
job.
Yeah, I call my dad. I'm crying. I'm like, Dad, he broke up like that. I don't know if you guys have met my dad. My dad is very protective of me.
Oh my God.
I did. He does not look like what I thought he would. He's huge.
Yeah, he's like a 6'1" big, like military dude. So like,
Yeah.
you mess with his daughter, like he's gonna.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's like fucking pissed off. So
Yeah.
he picks me up. I call my work. I'm like, hey, I'm probably never coming back, and I just like quit on the spot.
Yeah.
And then I made the decision to go to the cabin with my parents, and I remember downloading Tinder. And I wasn't 18 at the time, but I was like, fuck it, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then I met my partner, who I'm married to now, on Tinder.
Whoa.
And just to give you a time frame, because we were talking about, it doesn't really matter, like, how long you've, like, 10 years of meh versus, like, a year of something amazing.
Yeah.
So, when my ex broke up with me, I think it was, like, mid-August, like, let's say August 15th. And I met my husband maybe a week after that.
Whoa.
And we dated. We didn't date right away because I was very emotionally traumatized.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
Oh my God.
So we met in August. We didn't start dating till October. We started talking about marriage in December.
Ooh.
Got married in April. Or no, sorry. He proposed to me in April. And then we got married in September. And now we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary of marriage this past Tuesday. But yeah, it's just like you never know when it's coming. And
Whoa.
you know, like if someone told me when I was 16, oh, you're going to be married in 2 years, I would have been like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now it's like I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Just dying over there.
Exclaims.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
And it's like, even what we were talking about before we started filming about, like, all the cute dates that you guys are doing now and, like, how much effort you're putting into your marriage. And,
Yeah, it's huge.
yeah.
Exactly, because I feel like we definitely, when I'm not going to lie to you guys, we have been through periods where it was like, we're not doing anything for each other, but we took the time to
do it.
Exactly, to notice that we needed that and then to do something about it. And we're really great at communicating, so
Yeah, that's how you get out of the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You actually do the things you communicate about.
Yeah,
Exactly.
literally.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? You just do you complete the promises.
Yeah, you actually try. Put a little bit of effort.
Just even a little.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is easier said than done.
Oh, totally,
so like, I get
totally.
it. But yeah,
Wow.
What's your advice you can give to people that I don't know, I feel like long-term commitment is huge. And like we were just talking about, you guys do such a good job of like making each other feel special on a daily basis. So what are like your top little things you can do to make your partner smile, or what they do to make you smile?
like specifically for us or in general?
I just want to know from you. Yeah.
Okay. For example, my partner works like 13 hours in a day, and so he'll come home, it'll be like 8 p.m., and then he'll go to bed at like 10:30. So we don't see each other a lot. So I try to make sure like the house is clean so he doesn't have to worry about it, which I know you're probably like, oh girl, like, but I know that's because he will work his ass off, come home and still clean, because that's just
so
who he
nice.
is.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if I'm at home, I can do that for him.
Yeah.
It's like a partnership.
And you know that he,
Exactly.
like, that's one of the things, that's his love language.
It is
like,
Yeah.
like when I do like tasks almost, that's like him being like, wow, she loves me.
Oh,
Yeah.
you get
Yeah. So
you're
rewarded for those
Yes,
tasks,
ma'am.
baby.
Yeah.
thank you, daddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll like clean for him. It's not anything crazy, just like to make sure everything's like tidied up.
Yeah.
I make his lunch every night so he can have food the next day, or else he will not feed himself. And then for me, right now it's kind of difficult because he is very, very busy. But on the one day off that he does have, he'll be like, okay, what do you want to do today? Like a couple weekends ago, he took me to see some show homes, which is like my favorite thing. We went to a car show to look at like old Volkswagens, because I love old Volkswagens. Like just like little things. Like we know what each other needs, and that's my only advice I can give. If you're worried about like keeping that connection going, just pay attention to the little things that you know will make them happy. Even if you do you think I like cleaning? No, I fucking would rather sit on my ass. But do I know it's gonna make him happy? That I'm gonna do it. So
I'm thinking about my dirty kitchen in my apartment right now and be like, I hope I get home before he does.
yeah, that's my only advice. Is just pay attention to the little things, and yeah, you have to pull up your pants and actually work at it every single day.
Yeah.
Whoa. Seriously, though. Yeah, because you guys are cute, and you guys are definitely a good match, I think.
Yeah.
What do we think about, like, have you ever been like, oh, I'm gonna die alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, most days.
Absolutely.
Like, are you
Currently in my head right now.
are you at peace with that?
Honestly, yes. I am okay. Now going through like all this transition of just like shifting, I'm like good. I'm so good.
Such an Aquarius asshole.
Like, honestly, I prefer it that way.
Oh my gosh.
In right now.
That's funny
I'm
because
sure it will change, but
I'm an Aquarius too, but I'm like the complete opposite. I am very partner oriented. I don't want to be alone. I don't like being alone. Like having alone time, yes, but just being alone, absolutely not. I'll go crazy. But I've never in my life been like, oh, I'm going to die alone. But that's because I always had partners, like, it was like one after the other. I never was like, oh no, I'm never going to like find someone. I just like knew that in the right time I would find that person for myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's healthy.
that is healthy. To have good thoughts about it. Yeah, I don't know. I I would say maybe, I would say probably this, like, last recent breakup after, I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna find somebody. But then I did, and it was fine, and I got over that. But I think, I don't know if this is, like, steering off of the question, but I think after, like, all the relationships that I have had, my mindset on relationships has changed now. Like, I would rather be in, like, an open relationship or, like, a non, like,
say
labeled
that
relationship.
again.
Yeah, like, I've realized now, like, what doesn't work for me and, like, what I want in the future, if that makes sense. So I'm like, I'm not going to die alone because I know that this is what I want, and I'm sure I'll find someone with that mindset,
and
I guess.
still get all the experiences you want out of your
and like the attention you need, the sex you need, like the
curiosity,
and the just like knowing each other, you know. But wow, that's the
that
fucking
you know
truth.
that about yourself.
Non-monogamy.
A long time, but
Seriously though, I think I'm there with you.
Yeah.
Have we ever had trouble introducing this to like a partner or anything like that? Let's
like non-monogamy.
Yeah.
No. Well, with the person that I'm seeing right now, it was the most like easiest conversation of like we both had the exact same mindset about it. I've never been in an open relationship before. I just like want it. It's something I'm interested in. But the person that I'm with has been in one previously, and he told me that it was like the best relationship he ever had. So I'm like, I'm open. Like, let's do it. Like, because I still want to keep. For me, that keeps like the excitement and the trust like alive, like so intensely. Because I trust them enough that we care about each other and want to come home to each other, but then we still live our own lives. And I'm not in control of that because I wouldn't want you to be in control of my life in that way. You know?
And like I feel like I don't know if I'm just like a sexual opportunist or whatever, but like if we were out at like the bar, rest in peace bars, but I was talking to someone, I thought they were super fun, super cute, like, and it was just like a good vibe, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck this person.
Yeah.
I want to be able to like do that fun stuff and still have that like fully grown emotional relationship that I have at home. That also has great sex. I just want like to like deviate every once in a while. I don't want other emotional connections. I don't want to see the same person consistently necessarily, but like I want to be able to like pursue someone if I want to, or be pursued if I want to be pursued, you know?
Yeah, like those are just like life experiences, I feel like, that shouldn't have to get like taken away from you just because you're like, I'm in a committed thing where I can't do anything else.
Yeah, it's like you
You're
can have
limiting
both.
yourself.
And I don't know, I've talked to people who are like, you know what, it's just like not what I need, like this should be enough for me, what have you, but like I don't know if you can like limit yourself to saying this should be enough for me. If it's not, it's not.
Because that can always change too.
Totally.
And for some, like, even I was talking to my friend, and she was like, yeah, like, that's just not something that we're interested in, and it's just, like, not for them, and that might be okay for right now, you know? Things can always change, but having that communication of, like, this wouldn't serve us in our relationship to do this, and then if it changes, then talk about it.
Exactly.
You know?
Like, I don't know, my partner is a little bit less on the side of like an open or like non-monogamous relationship, but we're also sleeping with someone together, so but like the same person consistently, so like there's emotions there, especially for those two, because they know each other way more than I know this person. So it's a funny thing to like walk through, because I'm like, you're doing it, you know what I mean? But I'm still here to like support him, and like I can't really like do that, nor would I do that to him without him fully consenting and understanding and being excited about the idea. But it's definitely something I'm working on.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Wow. It's different to grow with someone than it is to have an experience with someone.
Yeah, it really is. And like, I don't know, I feel like normally I'd be the person that would feel restricted by the fact that like they're not just immediately on board, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, what am I doing? But I'm like, no, it's okay. Like, he's already meeting me halfway. Like, we're fucking someone. You know what I mean? Like, it's great. Right? Like, it's like, I don't feel like I'm losing anything. I feel like I'm investing in, like, somebody's, like, trust and stuff like that. You know? It's disgusting. Oh, I actually think I want to marry this man, but...
Wow.
We'll watch this episode in 2 years and see if Tan can tell.
How we look back, it didn't age well.
One of those
Honestly,
memes.
let's just preserve this moment of
Yeah.
happiness because I really want it to last.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a little game. Fucking red fish, blue fish. No. So we're gonna just go through the different flags that we've been through in a relationship. So we're gonna start at the worst possible flag. That is red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah, like you should not continue.
Danger.
Yeah. It's like the safe or not safe. It is not safe to continue. Red flag. No. Then there's what G calls an orange flag.
Orange flag. It's a soft red flag.
Yeah. It's like
It's a mute red flag.
you're like dipping your toe into the acid. You know what I mean? You just want to see
Exactly.
how it
You just
feels.
like danger a little
Part of you just wants to like keep going. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then there's blue flag, which is like nothing impressive.
You're like,
But you could live with it.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
I could live with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when you like, okay,
Mhm.
we could work on this. And then there's green flag, which is like I fucking said, no prenup. You're gonna fucking
Daddy,
snatch this person.
mommy.
Yeah, like this person is your person. Jump into it, both feet.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Like, let's die together, Romeo and Juliet.
Literally.
Let's
So,
drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
who's got a fucking red flag for me?
Red flag.
I'm gonna start with you.
Okay. My red flag is that he's over the age of 27 and lives at home.
Oh.
No.
That's the the king of all red flags.
It's just like it gets to a point. Especially if you're in a place where like you would be on your own. If
Yeah.
You could be, you
Yeah,
know?
like, because at that point, don't get me wrong, like, maybe you're taking care of somebody or whatever, but, like, that's not, like, a choice,
No.
you know? But I also, like, can't even judge because, like, I lived in your spare room. My feet were tickling your Christmas tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but that was different though.
Yeah,
circumstantial.
But it's not. That was like a short. Like you knew that was temporary.
Yeah.
Like this is someone who doesn't think it's temporary.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm living at home.
Yeah. Okay. Orange flag.
Orange flag.
Orange flag.
Oh, okay.
Orange flag would definitely like see your futures so differently.
Like what?
Like for
Give me
like
something juicy.
okay.
Make me laugh.
okay, like I want to like spend my life traveling
Yep.
and do that, and then my partner wanted like the white picket fence. you
Yeah.
know? Like
the American Pie.
yeah, and like
Oh, I
that is like kind of honestly a red flag.
Okay,
We'll
okay.
call it an orange because it's like
It's soft.
It's orange.
yeah,
they
it's
have
soft,
plans.
because
They
it's
have
just
plans.
like
They're just not your plans.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I would
okay.
say that's orange.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna give you what?
I have a red flag that I thought.
Okay, we'll do 2 rounds. We'll do
Yeah.
Well,
We can
yeah,
all
we'll
do
do
one.
2 or 3 rounds or something. I was gonna give you green flag.
Green flag when they actually want to talk about their emotions.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
openly and they're comfortable with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Whoa,
Yeah.
that came out real fast.
Yeah.
That's hot when like someone can talk about their emotions and communicate what they want with you. I'm like, stick it in.
Yeah, seriously though.
What's a red flag for you?
A red flag? Okay. A red flag for
Juicy.
me is you're just not interested in my pleasure.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I've experienced really is like somebody fucking me to fuck me, and like you can play all you want, but eventually like when that comes through, when that shows through,
Yeah.
It's like an
I'm like
act.
bye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just like no. As soon as I feel that, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely done. You don't want me to come, or like you don't really, you know what I mean?
Or
No.
there is just like fucking your body.
Or just like, okay, I guess I'll make you come.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What did you just say
Like
to
you
me?
don't get pleasure by pleasuring me. Like
Yeah, like
Fuck
if you're not
off.
turned
Yeah.
on by turning me on, like no, it's never
Yeah.
happening again.
I have a really good red flag.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. If your partner or like potential partner doesn't have the same political views as you, or I don't know what you call this. I don't think it's political, but like on a human decency level,
Morals.
like they're like morals,
Mhm.
like your morals don't align.
Yeah. Big
Yeah.
time.
oh yeah,
That's a
Big
huge
time.
That- and
red
it's not
flag.
like it's also so unattractive.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
just like
gosh.
every time that like shows through, you're just like ew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, even with my ex, like I thought we were pretty much on the same page about most of that stuff, and then, like, after it was, like, probably, like, this wasn't that long ago that this happened. We were at, like, a fire or whatever, and, like, because we have mutual friends, but he just, like, said something really disgusting, and I was like, how did I give 5 years of my life to you?
Yeah.
I know what your fucking gooch looks like, and that just came out of your mouth? Like, oh, no, just fucked up.
Not good.
Green flag.
Green flag.
Because they think you're gonna get married.
Yeah, okay, green flag, you have the exact same love languages. Exact same. Or, like, opposite, but for that person. You know? If that's, I don't know what the right way to say it is, but, yeah, green flag, major green flag.
That just makes it so easy.
So easy to do anything.
Exactly.
And then you're just happier anyway.
I agree.
I just want to know what's everybody's biggest red flag that they've experienced ever.
Mine, now being out, like, being where I am, that sexual chemistry was, like, not really there. Yeah, it was, like, so much, like, emotional and everything else, but there was no real, like, sexual chemistry.
Yeah.
And, like, that's huge now. So.
Wow. Okay. I feel like we should go through red flags and then green flags. I made this way too complicated. You go. You go.
The one that I've experienced is probably, like, being sneaky. And it doesn't even have to be, like, something huge. It's just they're constantly hiding things that they don't need to hide. And that obviously is going to lead to bigger problems.
Yeah, like huge mistrust issues and stuff.
Totally. Well, I've made this an orange flag in the past, but I have matured, and now I know it's a red flag. But not being able to, like, have any responsibility, like, just in anything that they do, it's just like, holy shit. Because I feel like I feel like I'm a responsible person to an extent. Everyone is, but when there's someone there who's your partner who does just the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Seriously.
draining.
It's so draining.
And you're just, like, kind of looking at your partner, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
come on, buddy.
Yeah, you're like, wake up.
I'm literally giving you all of this shit.
Yeah.
And you can't even, like,
Reciprocate.
Seriously, though, and I feel like that's how I feel when I meant, like, mothering, kind of.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? Like, how old are you?
Yeah.
Wipe your ass. Do your
Literally.
laundry. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Mine would be not being able to, like, communicate because I'm a huge, like, big personality and big energy. So if I'm like, fuck, that's annoying. Like, for you to be like, yeah, sure, but, like, fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For somebody to be able to, like, compete with that, and not necessarily, like, a fighting way, but just, like, they can speak their mind. They can, you know what I mean? Just communicate things and, like, just, like, stick up for themselves if I'm like, okay, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that if they just go like, okay, I'm like, why aren't you mad at me? So communication is a big thing. Like, say what you mean what you say, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Green flag, though, would be, like, tolerance. Tolerance gets me off.
Like patience.
Just in everything. I'm a piece of shit sometimes. Like, we're talking about how we're feeling lately, and, like, I finally, like, masturbated and stuff because my mental health has been in the shitter, but, like, I don't want to do anything lately. And to have someone just be like, hey, I really think you should do this, but I love you. Kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just such a good example and, like, a really encouraging person. Like, it's time, come on, you know you'll feel better after this.
Yeah.
But also just, like, not make me feel like shit about being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's huge, because it's just, like, one little thing, and I'm like, oh. Even though my feelings aren't their responsibility, but still, it's nice to feel supported. Some tolerance, for sure. And then you? Green?
Green would probably be, I think what G was saying about love languages, that is, like, huge. And that, like, something that's huge that I realize now that I'm, like, working on.
Yeah.
So I'm just, like, more aware of it, and, like, that's what I'm trying to learn, because, like, obviously that was pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be a green flag.
Mine, more on, like, the sexual level, of just having, like, the exact same, like, desires and needs.
Ooh, that's
And, like,
hot.
being able to, like, communicate that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna, if someone's, like, vanilla and they don't want to, like, experiment, I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time
I
for
get
that
that.
shit, you
I
know?
really
Yeah.
do. Like, because sex is a huge part of a relationship. Like,
Yes.
if you don't match sexually, like, why are you gonna...
You're gonna regret it later.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
just want more constantly. And unless you can get more...
It's gonna lead to problems.
Yeah, like... Yeah, no, and you.
Yeah, I would just agree. Like, to touch on that again, like, just being able to, like, straight off the bat, like, talk about sex openly.
Yeah.
Even if you just, like, met this person, whatever, you should still be able to, like, talk about something you guys are gonna be doing. Like,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're ready for sex, you're ready to fucking
Literally,
talk about
oh my
it.
god, I had
Exactly.
friends come over for dinner yesterday, and my friend's partner was, like, telling me about, like, his dildo, and I was like, yeah!
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Right?
So, to be able to spread that conversation is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, okay.
Is that it?
I think that's really it.
Yeah, what a good one, guys.
That was a good one. It was a
Yeah.
little bit, it was a little bit different, but I'm glad. I think
it just flowed.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we, like, ate so much popcorn.
Yeah.
Had a whole thing of Twizzlers because we all feel like shit.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
just needed a little self-care, some treats.
Yeah,
So-
it was a vulnerability episode,
It
Mm.
was.
you know? And I'm going to go home and have a threesome.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Love that.
Gotta clean the kitchen first.
I'm
I told him I would.
gonna use my clit pump,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
I
experiment.
just want to know how big it gets.
I'll send you a picture.
Oh my god.
I will. I'll send you a picture.
Oh, that's so
We like
funny.
compare. I'm like, does yours look like this?
Yeah.
We have like a match to see who can get it bigger.
On that
Okay.
note, goodbye.
Thanks for listening, guys. See you next time.
Sayonara.